Let's talk about how to scale that business. Working less, but scaling smarter. In last week's video, we talked about how to actually validate a business idea. And that is a non-negotiable. If you are a woman in corporate America and you are also wanting to build a real scalable side business, this is where it gets exciting. So you are not here to play small, my darling. As a woman who has spent years in corporate America, you are a leader. You're an expert in your craft and you are a power move maker. You make power moves. You are not here to be making hobbies into something that makes you a few $100s a month. You really want to be making real power moves, bringing in real cash that can replace not just your full-time income, but all of those other benefits that comes with your full-time income. 401k investing, healthcare, car stipends, etc. You have spent years in corporate mastering your craft, climbing the ranks, and providing value. But now we want to turn that value into something of your own without trading one job for another job. You will not be hustling endlessly, but you will be building a business that doesn't depend on you working endlessly 24/7. So this is where scaling comes in. Because you will scale, you will lead, and you will create wealth that grows beyond your personal time. You see, most women are leaving corporate America only to find themselves making this one critical mistake. They build another job instead of a business. Not you, my darling. You will leverage your career, your expertise, and other people's time to create wealth that grows without you. Let me repeat that. You will leverage your career, your expertise, and other people's time to create wealth that grows without you. So in today's video, I want to talk about a few critical things that would help in scaling your business, or at least to get you from the very beginning as you're building this business to start thinking big picture and long term, okay? We're going to talk about the scalability formula. How do you design a business that runs and grows without your constant involvement? We're going to talk about your career as a leverage, how to use your job, your skills, your network to fund, build, and scale your business strategically. We'll talk about the shift from expert to CEO, why you cannot do it all yourself, and how you are going to set up systems, automations, and a team so that you are not doing all of the work yourself. And then we're going to talk about a very important conversation, one that is really close to my heart because this is a new epiphany even for myself. We are going to be building wealth and not just revenue. The business models that create sustainable, reoccurring income so that you never have to chase clients or stay stuck in the grind. By the time we wrap up this video, you will absolutely feel unstoppable. Because you will have the clarity to build a business that grows without burning you out. You will have the confidence to step into the role of a CEO and not just a service provider. And you will have the strategy to create scalable wealth, not just another demanding job. Very important. So this video is not about working more. It's about working from a place of power. Before we dig right in, however, please click the thumbs up button because this is a blueprint that will put you in control of your time and your income. And most importantly, my darling, your future. This is a small task for you, but for me, it means everything. So thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment because I want to hear about your business idea. What is burning inside of you that you want to nurture, validate, and scale? Hello everyone and welcome to Lessons Lived. My name is Nandy. If you are new here, I'm so glad you found our little space. Ours is a community of ambitious women who take action We leverage our full-time jobs so that we can build scalable side businesses because we know that wealth isn't an escape plan, it's a power move. So if you, my darling, are ready to turn your career into capital, your expertise into income, and your business into a legacy, you are in the right place. Let's get to work. So as we get started, let's first talk about scalability. What exactly is scalability and what does it look like? Scalability is the ability of a business to grow revenue and impact without a corresponding increase in workload, cost, or resources. In a scalable business, the owner, you, my darling, does not have to work exponentially harder in order to earn more money. Instead, the business leverages the right systems, which you should be building from day one. You're leveraging different technologies and you're delegating so that you are serving a growing number of customers efficiently. A truly scalable business allows you, the owner, to step away from a period of time without operations coming to a complete halt. So here is an example. And I'm using this example very strategically because a lot of women tend to be in this particular line of work. A coaching business. Lots of women right now tend to gravitate towards a coaching business because of the time flexibility it offers and the low barrier to entry, and because of the low barrier to entry nature of this particular business. So if you have a coaching business that transitions from one-on-one sessions into a digital course with thousands of students, or you do group coaching. So you've been doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, but now you have a book of about 100 clients. Instead of offering them one-on-one coaching for $150, $200 an hour, you can put out a course that would be $99, or better yet, you can offer a 6-month group coaching plan that would offer a weekly coaching session. So let's say it's a 3-month plan. That's 12 sessions for half the price of one-on-one coaching, one session. So you're scaling and you're making more money and you're touching more people at the same time. Another one, think about a consulting firm that builds a team of experts rather than relying solely on the founder's expertise. So if you are a consulting firm, now you're training other people to take on a lot of those tasks, and you're not the only one, right? So you go into introductory meetings with the people that you're training, and then they take on some of that work. So you're almost becoming like the face person for meetings, but behind the scenes, you have a team that is doing the work to help support your clients and your customers. So scalability here ensures that income potential is not capped by the number of hours an entrepreneur can personally work. You see what I'm saying? So just because you as the owner cannot work X amount or Z number of hours doesn't mean you stop making money, but you're constantly thinking about how can I, let's say, currently in my business, I put in 20 hours and I make $10,000. How do I continue to put in 20 hours every week but make $15,000? Women in corporate America face unique and distinct challenges when launching and scaling a business alongside their full-time job. So by you understanding these challenges, this is the key to creating a business model that works for you rather than against you. The first challenge you will have is time constraint and energy management. We're being real. So many of us are juggling demanding jobs, right? Because if you want to really leverage the money from that business, you want to kind of go up to a place of like mid-level management. And it's very hard to be making those higher incomes without having extremely lots of demand on your job. So not only do you have a demanding job, you most likely also have family responsibilities and personal commitments. And this leaves a very limited time for business growth. The key here is to adopt highly efficient time management strategies such as batching tasks. I have a whole series on productivity, that we are going to link over here on productivity and discipline that would really help you with this part of your journey. You need to be batching tasks, you need to be automating processes, and you need to be focusing your time on highly impactful business activities. Protecting your energy here is just as important as protecting your time. So you will have to prioritize rest, and you will have to set clear work-life balance boundaries. And I'm very careful when to use the word work-life balance. I don't really believe in work-life balance. I believe in you as a person strategically navigating everything by putting them in the right place. And most importantly, you need to be outsourcing low-value tasks so that you can avoid burnout. And by low-value tasks, I mean everything from, can you hire a VA to take care of little things in your life? Can you hire a cleaning and a laundry person? That to me is low-hanging fruit. I talk about this all the time. If you've been with me for even a minute, you know, Mandy is a strong advocate for cleaning, laundry. That's the first thing you can get out of your hand as quickly as possible. I put on my own advertisements and I train people on exactly what I'm looking for. I want you to come to do laundry, clean, and organized. That's a must. Look for a VA who can take some tasks off your hand. So just some things for you to think about. The second challenge you will face as a woman in corporate America is balancing career and business legally and ethically. You see, certain employers and some employment contracts restrict outside business activities, right? And this makes it essential to review, right? So it's going to be important for you to review your company policies. And to be really honest with you, in my experience, I don't know of very many companies that restrict this, but what they would do is to restrict side businesses that compete with your full-time business, right? So it's crucial that you keep your work and your business very separate. So you're not using company resources, network, or work hours to build your own business. Now, for me, I am very intentional in not mixing the two. People at work don't know what I do outside of work, right? They don't know. They don't need to know. End of story. You know what I'm saying? I keep that very separate. I'm not telling people at work what I do outside of work. There may be a few people that I work with who may know me a little bit closer, but most people don't know this stuff. So there are times, for example, where you should be building a network at work, but I won't be selling to that network until maybe I'm completely done with the business. And also, I'm going to be honest with this. My suggestion is that you find a way to build your scalable side business that has nothing to do with your full-time job. One, it gives you a break from the full-time job. But at the end of the day, if once you were done with your business and you wanted to go back and build a business based on your work, you could still do it. Because all of the things that you were doing here with this business that has nothing to do with your work, those skills, ain't nobody going to take away from you. So for me, this is always such a delicate balance, right? So I prefer you choose a business model that doesn't create conflicts of interest with your corporate job so that you are ensuring long-term stability in your business and your work life. The third challenge you will face is mindset shifts from employee to entrepreneur. Corporate women are often trained to seek structure, approval, and stability. And these factors can make the transition to entrepreneurship feel uncertain and risky. So you're moving from executing tasks to leading a vision. And this requires you breaking free from the mindset of trading your time for money. Because as an entrepreneur, you could work 3 hours and make $100,000, or you could work 10,000 hours and make $3. Okay, that's the truth. But this is why I talk about my model. We're building while we're working full time. And once we've truly validated the idea, it's making us money, we've scaled it, then we'll make the power move into that full-time job. So in this area, you really have to develop the confidence in your decision making, and you have to embrace a bit of unpredictability, because in entrepreneurship, unpredictability is part of your success strategy. The fourth challenge you would face is limited initial capital. But I think this is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Anyone in business has limited capital. So unlike a traditional startup that's going out there and pitching their business and asking for investors to come through and help them build their business, you are your number one investor. You are your own investor, right? Corporate women are self-funding their businesses. Managing your finances is going to be crucial as well, right? You will be leveraging your corporate salary to build that business. So you have to do so wisely. You have to really take the time to invest in automation, professional development, business infrastructure, so that you are ensuring that smooth transition from your full-time job into entrepreneurship. So because of capital especially, this is why I preach to everyone in the collective that you need to try to climb the ladder as quickly as possible in your full-time job. By climbing the ladder, I don't mean you sitting in your work and saying, give me a promotion, please give me a promotion. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that you are strategically getting yourself to the top. And by the top, this is what I simply mean. I don't care about what your title is, but are you bringing in at least 100 to 150K a year? I know back in the days, if you were making six figures, you were rolling. Girl, you were like, oh, that's a six-figure family right there. You knew that, right? Because they were styling and profiling. They were living good. They were eating well. They were looking good. Not today, darling. Not today, okay? We need to be honest. Today, you could be making $100,000 and still broke. So if you don't have enough to give your family the basic of what they need and some of what they want, it's going to be hard for you to carve out a little bit of money to build that side business. So try to get to at least $100,000, but comfortable $150,000. To me, this is really the sweet spot in today's economy. So whatever business idea you are going to build, and the reason why we're really taking our time to validate and build slowly while we have full-time jobs is because a scalable business does require money. But you can build it and design it to generate revenue without requiring a large upfront capital investment. The fifth challenge you would have as a woman in corporate America is to build a brand and audience from scratch. Unlike influencers and entrepreneurs who start their businesses with a large following, women in corporate America often begin with no audience. So strategies such as content marketing, leveraging various social media platforms, and utilizing like a referral network are essential for building visibility while working a 9-to-5 job. And I'm also a big believer in women in corporate America who have intentions of building their own business. You need to become better at social media. And by better at social media, I don't necessarily mean like you're whoring yourself and showing every aspect of your life, but start small to build an online audience. And try to really build a strong personal brand. I have a video here that talks about how to build a strong personal brand in your career. Many of those principles will also apply for your corporate job, because a strong personal brand will position corporate women as industry experts, and it will allow you to attract clients without necessarily always relying on paid ads or cold outreach. So no matter what, you need to be figuring out how you can build that personal brand and really position yourself as the expert to your craft. So those were the challenges you would face. And remember, the key here is challenges. All challenges can be overcome. Now, let's talk about all of the advantages you have as a woman in corporate America. This is what excites me. Despite the challenges, corporate America have distinct advantages when transitioning into entrepreneurship. So the first advantage you have is financial stability and strategic leverage. Unlike full-time entrepreneurs who must generate income immediately, corporate women can use their salaries to fund their business growth without the pressure of financial instability. Because you have a 9-to-5 job that's giving you a consistent paycheck, this allows for smarter investments in technology, in mentorship, in team building, and it also allows you to see the foundation of your business built. Because you have that full-time job, any little extra money you're making in your business is going to fund your business. You don't have to use like the $5,000 you made this month in your business to pay for your bills, to pay for your kids' school tuition, to pay for your health care, to pay for your medical bills. Everything goes towards feeding back into the business. The second advantage that you have is that you have an amazing skill set and industry expertise. Most women in corporate America, especially if you make it to that 150K, that is because you have some expertise, some education that you can leverage. And sometimes that education may not be directly related, but there's something about practicing that muscle of professionalism that makes you a great professional in your business. So corporate women provide valuable skills, problem-solving skills, leadership skills, negotiation skills, project management skills. As you can see, these are universal skills that are not tied to a particular industry. Let's say right now I am in the food industry. But all of these project management skills I can use into the construction industry. Leadership skills, all industries need these skills. So these will translate seamlessly into any business success. Many corporate women have deep industry expertise, making it easier to position themselves as authorities in whatever niche they choose to build their business in. So you can monetize your pre-existing knowledge through consulting, digital products, speaking engagements, and other different things rather than always starting from scratch. The third advantage that you have is that you have access to high-value networks. I talked a little bit about how you have to be careful. Don't poop where you sleep. We don't want to be creating conflict of interest, but there are specific and strategic ways you can access your high-value network to help support you. Maybe not just with clients, but even if it's mentorship, support, knowledge, etc. So your corporate job exposes you as a professional to an extensive network of colleagues, client, industry leaders who can become collaborators, potentially investors when you're ready, but most importantly, mentors. The fourth benefit that you have as a woman in corporate America is a strong work ethic and discipline. Years of having to navigate the corporate environment teaches women discipline, consistency, and the ability to work under pressure. I've spent years demonizing corporate America, but today, knowing what I know now, 15 years into it, 7 years investing while working in corporate America, I know that it's an asset. It's not a limitation. These skills that you are developing in corporate America enable you to execute business strategy methodically rather than just getting caught up in short-term trends or distractions. You are better positioned to succeed in your own business as a woman in corporate America than other people who just jump right into entrepreneurship. The fifth advantage that you have is that you have a built-in safety net. Because right now, your livelihood doesn't automatically depend on your business. You can start that business and watch it grow slowly and really build its roots because you don't have to depend on that income. So you can test, you can refine, you can pivot your business model without any financial panic. And this allows you to make more calculated risks, to take the time to research the market, to optimize your scalable systems before even making the leap into full-time entrepreneurship. There is more upside for you as a woman in corporate America than it is if you didn't have your full-time job. So like I say all the time, moving into your full-time business from your full-time job is a power move that you only make because your full-time job enables you to make that power move. Now let's talk about how to scale a business while working full-time. So now that you understand that you as a woman in corporate America are better positioned more than anyone to be able to scale, let's talk about how we can actually scale this business. Many corporate women start their business intending to gain freedom, but often they end up creating another demanding job. The key is to design a business that works for you, not one that requires your constant presence. So here is how to build a system-driven enterprise that scales without burnout. The first thing we're going to do is shift from a freelancer mindset into a business owner's mindset. A freelancer works on client projects, but a business owner builds a brand that operates beyond direct involvement. So instead of focusing on individual services, create scalable offers that can be sold at scale. So the best way to escape the freelancer trap is to develop a framework of courses, group programs that generates income without you necessarily trading your hours for dollars. So this is kind of like the easiest, low-hanging fruit way that you can scale your business, especially as a solo entrepreneur businesswoman. The second way is to automate and delegate as early as possible. The more automated your business is, the easier it's going to be to scale it. So set up automations for sales, customer service, content distribution. All of this will help save you time. So there are many different ways you can automate. I have a video on here for Honeybook. It's not just a good website, but it's a good overall CRM and automation tool for everything. And the second way you can automate, this is my personal favorite, is by hiring a virtual assistant. No matter what you do, you can use a virtual assistant and you can find a virtual assistant that specializes in whatever it is that you do. If they don't specialize in it, from day one, when you're building your business, I want you to start building with the next virtual assistant you are going to train. So what that means is you taking the time to put pen to paper. If, for example, you offer consulting services, how do I onboard a new consultant? Write it down. How do I emails, for example? That is one thing a VA can do for you. They can answer basic emails. You can create a chatbot that's like you, and your assistant can help answer some of those emails. For the first 2 weeks when you're training them, have them draft the email, send it to you for review so she can study and understand your tone of voice, and then they can be answering emails. You will be amazed at how much you can free up a lot of your time so that you can focus on strategic planning. The third way you can scale is by developing a strong financial foundation before quitting your job. Many company women feel tempted to leave their jobs as soon as their business starts. So as soon as the business starts making a little bit of money, they're like, I'm ready to go. Because as much as I praise the power of corporate America to help women build side businesses, I am not naive to the fact that corporate America is hard. It's hard. And most of us are doing all of this so we can get out. But we need to get out the smart way. So when you have a strong financial foundation, it will help you transition into full-time a lot faster. So set financial benchmarks before resigning, such as achieving a 6 month of business income. Build an emergency fund. Because all of this, and with this emergency fund, you are also thinking about what you will pay your VAs, how you will pay them. The fourth way to scale your business is to leverage your corporate network for growth. Your corporate network is a gold mine for connection, collaboration, and business opportunities. Be strategic in how you nurture relationships today so that when you transition into your business role, you have that network to lean on so that you're growing faster. So with this network, you can consider offering workshop, consulting, digital products, because all of these people are now your audience. The fifth way for you to scale in a smart way is to focus on value creation, not just income generation. A job pays you for your time, but a scalable business is an asset that generates income independently. So you need to really prioritize creating value through quality products. This is going to be really important. You are better off growing slowly so that you're building something with roots than growing quickly with something that's frivolous and trendy and has no roots. And when we're talking value for quality versus quantity, that's exactly what we mean. Right? You're focusing on building something that lasts. So you're prioritizing creating value to quality products, and also be customer focused and solution oriented. Rather than focusing on short-term revenue, build long-term customer relationship, brand authority, and truly a sustainable business that has structure. And when you're a woman in corporate America, you have the time. Let's say right now, I'm in my 5-year plan to build this so that in 5 years, if I quit my job, I'm doing so from a place of strength, not because I desperately just want to get out because corporate sucks. You see what I'm saying? I think that for us, women in corporate America, we are so well positioned to see this through to success. So for me, I am personally in that era. The past 7 years, I've been investing in real estate, and what I realized is that real estate gave me net worth, but it really didn't give me income. So now I'm pivoting. I'm putting real estate on pause for now, and I'm really now focusing on maximizing my income from an asset that is not tied to a liability. And to me, taking the time to build a business makes sense. So a lot of the principles that I'm talking about, I am using in myself. I'm trying to build a business that, yes, has me at the center, but that I can also scale so that I'm not having to show up every single day in order to make a living. So for example, I will still be working hard, but I can choose when to work hard. I love content creation. Not only am I building a community, but I love to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to take 3 months of hard work and prepare content for my audience, right? And then we're automating that content. I love group coaching. Why? Because with group coaching, I can bring a lot of people into a room. Not only am I building a community, but instead of doing one-on-one work where I'm charging like $200, I can charge people $35, $55 a session, and it's 10 of us learning and working together. So now all of a sudden, I'm maximizing what I'm getting per hour, but I'm also reducing how much my audience is paying for that valued work. So in closing, for you, women in corporate America, for us, women in corporate America, looking to transition into entrepreneurship, scalability is key. The goal isn't to create another exhausting job, but to build a business that runs efficiently and can generate consistent income and will also provide us flexibility. By leveraging the unique strengths we have in corporate America, we can strategically be using our corporate job, our experience, to create businesses that offer true financial and personal freedom. Before you go, please grab our Safe Start Blueprint. And if you're really serious about making that corporate exit strategy, the Business Mastermind is for you. 12 weeks, power-packed, full of activity, community, and support to help you take that idea into a real business plan and the revenue roadmap. All links are in the description below. And until next time, remember, every lesson you live, fuel your next power move.